Tropical Depression 14 in the Western Caribbean was unable to become a tropical storm today. It's still very disorganized. Maximum winds at 35 miles an hour. Minimal central pressure is 1,008 millibars. It's one of two systems we're watching. There's TD14, Western Carib. Here's Tropical Storm Laura. Both systems are disorganized. Laura only has max winds of 45. It's a minimal tropical storm, and its track, which we'll look at in a moment, is going to take it along the northern islands of the Caribbean, and that may also impact and weaken its potential development. Not much of a center with TD14, not much thunderstorm activity around it. Hurricane Hunter was in there, dropped a couple of drop zones, got a measure of pressure. They still found a closed low, a closed circulation out there, still a tropical depression, but the winds have not reached tropical storm force, at least not sustained winds. They have to get to 39 miles an hour to get to tropical storm status, and it hasn't happened yet out here. The storm is lopsided. All the action is to the right of the forward motion of the system. The center to the north and to the right. That's important as the storm is expected to be lopsided as it crosses the Gulf and moves into the Texas coast. Now, the forecast track for the Hurricane Center on 14, which we think will eventually become Marco, shifted significantly to the west today. Now the center is well to the west of Houston, Galveston. It's forecast to be a strong tropical storm near the Texas coast on Tuesday early afternoon. So we would have impacts here going into Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, and Tuesday night as it drug a lot of rain in. And we would be on that north and east side of the center. We would be on the dirty side of a strong tropical storm. This storm is also still expected to be impacted by this strong upper level winds, this wind shear over the Gulf. That will keep it from becoming a major hurricane, a Cat 3 or above. That's the good news with the shear, but the shear is also what is going to lopside and throw all the action to the north and east side of that center. So if this track does verify, it will be everybody north and east, Houston, Galveston, Beaumont, southeast Texas, that gets most of the bad weather from Tropical Storm Marco. Again, those upper level winds rip the tops off the developing storms. They not only push everything off to the north and east, but they also lopside the storm, which disrupts the circulation. And that's one good thing about the shear, is that it keeps it from becoming a much stronger tropical system. Again, one of two systems. That would be Marco heading our way. This is Laura. Now, Laura's track is very interesting. It has shifted even more to the west today than track number one did. This one's now pointing toward New Orleans, Louisiana as a center instead of the Florida Panhandle. Also, the track takes it through the island of Hispaniola, which is mountainous, takes it over Cuba. There are some mountains in eastern and central Cuba as well. So the storm will struggle to maintain its identity. If it can survive all that, then conditions are quite favorable going into early next week in the eastern Gulf for it to blossom into a Cat 1 hurricane pretty quickly. On Monday, we would have perhaps Hurricane Laura here and Hurricane Marco here. If we get two hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico simultaneously next week, it would be the first time in recorded history, since we've kept meteorological tropical records, that we've ever seen two active hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico. And again, just to remind you, that would be Tuesday in the middle of the day when that storm approaches the Texas, Houston, Galveston coastline. Likely impacts early next week, Tuesday. Minor surge flooding, so Highway 87 in West Bay may see some high water, but again, it would just be a tropical storm. That's the forecast right now, so that would not cause a big storm surge. It's not the type of storm that we would have wide evacuations for. In fact, if it's just a tropical storm, we may not have any evacuations at all. Review your hurricane supplies, contingency plans in case that intensity forecast changes. Once again, the tracks have shifted west, and if these tracks can shift that much west, they could change even more, and intensity forecasts could change as well. So I want you to make sure you don't get caught off guard. We go through the weekend with a 20% rain chance Saturday and Sunday, then rain chances wrap up Monday and Tuesday as Marco approaches.